Now, I would be lying to you if I said I knew anything about EXO drone because I don't. These are the first EXO drones that I've ever gotten a chance to put my hands on. I know very little about the company, and whatever I do know is basically from Instagram ads and Facebook ads that I've seen in the past. But when they reached out to me and asked if I wanted to take a look at these, I said, yeah, I'll give it a go. But I did give them fair warning how hard I am on drone brands, and they said that they were aware of that. So they aren't getting a chance to see this video. They didn't give me any rules. They didn't give me any stipulations. They didn't even make me sign an NDA, which is pretty crazy. But in this video, we're going to do an unboxing on both of these, and we'll give you some initial thoughts just taking a look at the hardware. Let's get started. Okay, so in this video, we're going to just do an unboxing. I don't want to do any flight video on this. I want to just take a look at the hardware, get familiar with it, see what comes with these two boxes, because we have two different drones. We have Black Hawk 2, which is more of the full-size drone, and then we have the Black Hawk 2 Mini, which is their 249-gram drone. So there's some key specifications, and I have a list of the specs that they gave me because it is honestly, it's a mouthful. So let me go ahead and pull up the specs on this. This is the Black Hawk 2. Whew. So we have top speed of 35 miles per hour on this particular unit, omnidirectional obstacle avoidance, a max flight time of 35 minutes, 5+ mile is the range transmission. So that's the transmission, but it can fly like controlled for 12 miles, but you're only going to get video link for up to 5 miles. That transmission resolution is 1080p. It's charge time for the batteries of 90 minutes, 3,800 milliamp hour battery on the big boy here. 4K UHD of 30 frames per second. So that's the max resolution and FPS. So no 60 frames per second. Sort of a little bit of a miss there in 2022, but I digress. 48 megapixel, 1/1/3 compact sensor, so that must have a quad Bayer sensor if it's the 48 megapixel sensor. Up to 200 megabits as the write speed back down to the card, so pretty solid there. The aperture is 1.8, so it's a fixed aperture of f1.8. It's 100 to 6400 ISO range, so you're getting a pretty decent ISO range, so it should do pretty good in low light. There's a night mode, there's HDR on here, and yeah, so you have 4K, 30 frames per second, and then from there it stems down to 2.7K and 1080p, and you do have 60 frames per second in every other resolution other than the 4K. Does shoot RAW, which is good, so it has DNG and JPEG. Formats are HEVC 265, and then of course we have 264 on board. There is a 6x optical zoom on this, and then there's downward and all the way like omnidirectional obstacle avoidance, obviously. So there's also H-Log, so that's their version of log, I suppose. So yeah, and a 3-axis gimbal. So that is the Black Hawk 2, and then the Black Hawk Mini is very similar specifications. So we are seeing a 40-minute flight time, which is pretty crazy. Is that really 40 minutes of flight time on the Mini? So 5 minutes more than you're getting on the Black Hawk 2. 35 miles an hour is the top speed that you can achieve on the Mini. 90 minutes to charge the battery, up to 4K, 30 frames per second on the video, and 48 megapixel is the max photo resolution. So again, we must have that quad Bayer sensor. Both sensors are the same on the Mini and the Black Hawk 2. 100 and 200 megabits is the write speeds, and then f1.85. I'm not going to read the rest of this because they're very similar. So whether you go with Mini or you go with the Pro version here, they're going to be very similar. So let's go ahead and unbox the smaller one, the 249-gram one first. We'll set that off to the side. Pretty nice little pouch. It's actually very well made. Little EXO branding up front there. Well, let's go ahead and open this up. Inside, greet it, is the drone. I don't know how I feel about the design though. Looks a little, I don't know, tacky. Like I'm not a huge fan of whatever this is here. Looks like it, does it say EXO? Yeah, it says EXO. This looks like something out of Star Wars. Like this emblem. I don't know. Design-wise, pretty interesting. It's got like this steel grate on the front here. 249 gram markings on the side here. And interestingly enough, I'll pull a little focus here, but there is also a Hubsan logo on here as well. So Hubsan and EXO are sort of like, they're not the same, but Hubsan is providing the manufacturing for EXO, but EXO has full rights to the quality control and the final say along with where that data is sent. So sort of interesting. Battery, let's see. Is that the battery? Yeah, it's the battery. So the battery pops in the back here. What size battery is that? 3,000 milliamp hour battery. So pretty big battery for this drone. Feels pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't feel really cheap. It still feels better than the Autel Nano, despite what it looks like. Omnidirectional, you have front and rear and bottom obstacle avoidance. No side obstacle avoidance, sadly. But I guess I can forgive that, but give, you know, how small it is. Interesting design choice here. The antennas are sort of visible, sort of weird. But let's see what else comes in this box. Looks like we have a USB wall wart, USA plug here, another battery. So that's the battery for this. Looks like a charger, so this must be the charger for this. This is sort of cool, a little charging hub. I like that. That's pretty nice. Little charging hub. Nice little touch. Nothing else in there. I don't know what else is in here. Oh, let's see. Here's the RC. Sort of like, you know, it sort of reminds me a little bit of like the Mavic, the old Mavic RCs. And then your phone sort of sits down here. And then your sticks are hidden underneath here, so you can't see it, but your sticks are under here. I mean, the gimbals feel good. I'm just not a big fan of the branding. Like, I don't know. What do you think? Not really a fan of that. It feels good. It doesn't feel cheap though. That's the thing. It doesn't really feel cheap. I mean, nothing can feel worse than the Falcon V-Copter RC, but micro USB, standard micro USB, no USB-C. Again, I think that in 2022, everything should be USB-C. We shouldn't even be dealing with micro USB. So that's something that I'm gonna docket some design points there, but yeah, set that off to the side, see what else comes in this particular bag. Got a plethora of cables. Look at that. We have a lightning cable. We have a USB-C to USB, micro USB cable. So micro USB to micro USB, and then of course micro USB to USB-C, and then micro USB to lightning. So it's nice to see that they're including lightning cables, because a lot of companies don't include lightning cables. They make you purchase your own. I'm looking at you, Autel. And then of course, this is going to be for the charger, connect to the charger, and that's gonna connect to here. So that's for the charging hub. So we'll have to charge some batteries up so we can take this out for a first flight. And let's see what else is in this bag here. They give you some tools for the props. They give you some spare props, more charging cable, more props, and then a spare set of sticks. So if you lose your sticks, you have a spare set. That's sort of nice. So definitely giving you a lot in the bag here. And I think that's everything in this bag. So that's everything in this bag. Let's take a look at the bigger drone now. So now we'll take a look at what comes inside the Black Hawk 2. This is obviously the larger version of the two. And this is the Black Hawk 2. I believe this is the Pro Plus because it has the omnidirectional obstacle avoidance. And if you go to the website, this indicates that this is the Plus version. I believe this is the Plus version anyways. Doesn't state that that's the Plus, but it does look like the Plus. Let's go ahead and unbox it. So same thing, we're getting a really nice bag inside of here, and doesn't appear to be anything else in there. So everything that's going to be important to us should be on the inside of this bag here. And again, this is the first time I'm getting a chance to see what these look like. So my first impression of these is going to be the same as yours. So here's the quad itself, and boy, it's a heavy MFer. Holy shit. Built like a brick shit house in my hand, at least. Let's unfold this. Sort of reminiscent of Air 2 in a sense. I can't explain it, but when you feel it, it has some freaking heft. Holy shit. It's hefty. Maybe, is that just the battery doing this? Oh, the battery goes in here. No, it's still the drone. The drone has a little bit of stiffness. I don't know. It doesn't feel cheap. The battery is pretty big. 3,800 milliamp on the battery, like I talked about before. So it slides into the top like that, but it feels pretty hefty. Bottom have a fan, obstacle avoidance, looks like a light to land, some ventilation. Yeah, this one looks a little bit different. A little bit different, of course. Obstacle avoidance rear, obstacle avoidance front. Let's take a look at this gimbal. How do we take this off? Oh, there it is. So really well protected gimbal, 3-axis gimbal, some dampeners in there. Not too bad, actually. 48 megapixel, you can see it on the front of the lens there. I'll try to zoom in so you can see it. But, wow, feels, I can't explain it. It feels really weird in the hand. I wonder if that, hopefully that translates to something good, because that's sort of, that takes me by surprise, like how heavy that feels. Gimbal guard is actually pretty easy to pop back in there. I sort of like that. Let's see what it looks like again, folded down. So folded down, the footprint is really small. Like, this is a small footprint for such a big drone. It's actually smaller than the Lite and actually smaller than an Air 2S, actually. Let's see what else is in the box. So this one's gonna be a little bit more aggravating to unbox, I can tell already. All right, so the RC is the same. Already got a cable connected. Lightning cables connected to this one, so maybe they were doing some quality control here. Same thing, you pull this out to put your phone in, and putting your phone in shouldn't be too difficult. Let's just see how it does. This is a iPhone. Let me clear all these messages. You don't need to see that, so go ahead and. Well, this is an iPhone 13 Max in a case, and it's just barely fitting. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's going to be comfortable. Maybe not. I mean, it looks like it'll work. You tell me. Plug it into like here. Yeah, guess that'll work. I mean, it's been a while since I've had a screen beneath the RC. This is very, very much like the Mavic 2 lineup, so sort of interesting. All right, so controller is very much still the same. Let's see what else we get in here. These must be for charging the batteries. And then you get this charger. How does this work? So you plug this in like so. And do I get multiple batteries with this? All right, it does come with 2 batteries, so then the battery is gonna go in like this. Does it daisy chain though? I think this daisy chains. Yeah, it does. So you can daisy chain these. Maybe I'm wrong. Don't listen. No, I'm right. You can daisy chain them. But they have to be daisy chained. I don't know if I like that. Not sure if I'm a fan of that. Huh. So and then you can go from this one to this one? Well, where do you go? Oh, you can go to this one. And then go to this one. So you can daisy chain your batteries. And this is a 12 volt, 100 inputs, 100 to 240. And it's a 12 volt charger. Charges at 3 amps, 36 watts. So 90 minutes per battery. We'll have to see how this works. I'm probably gonna, and again, I really don't know this company, so I'm going to probably sit here and wait for these to charge just because. But you have your charger, get some more cables in here, some literature, more tools, and an extra set of sticks. So that's pretty much everything inside of this box as a whole. Let's Let's move all this out of the way. All right, so now we'll just do like a little bit of a size comparison between these two so you can see sort of the difference in size between the Black Hawk 2 and the Black Hawk Mini 2. So size-wise, definitely the Black Hawk 2 is a little bit larger than the Mini. Turning them over, there's definitely some differences on the underbelly. You can definitely tell the weight difference between the two. My God, this Black Hawk is a chunky little drone. But size-wise, there isn't a huge difference. I almost want to say that it's more likely, more worth it to just get the Mini because you're actually getting 5 more minutes of flight time. And size-wise, they're about the same as far as the size goes. Not only that, you're getting basically everything you're getting on the Black Hawk 2, just in a smaller package. Let's see exactly what the Black Hawk actually weighs. Saying 262 grams, but I'm gonna take the gimbal guard off. 255 grams is what it's stating. Now, could my scale be off? Of course, it could absolutely be off. 563 grams. So I think the scale is off on this. I'm pretty sure it is 249 grams. My scale's probably just off, but there you go. You can see the weight difference between the two. All right, so in the next video, we're gonna go ahead and do a first flight with these. I'm gonna be interested to see how they do perform. Like I said, I had low expectations. As far as the design goes, I'm not like super thrilled about the gold EXO drone like labeling on here. But I mean, grand scheme of things, it's not terrible. Like if they can just get rid of the Black Hawk branding and this like Star Wars logo type of thing, I think it would be cool. I mean, I guess the gold trim can stay at that point, but again, the design of it is personal preference. We'll have to see how it actually performs. Now, I did have a conversation with them about their association with Hubsan because one of the things I wanted to know was how did these differ from Hubsan? And basically what they said is that they're the ones that are manufacturing the product, but they have full design control, software update control, and all the customer service runs through the US-based EXO drone store. So when you have an issue with customer service, it goes through EXO Drone US. They even admitted that while Hubsan's a great company, their customer service sometimes was a little bit lackluster. So they are reforming that and trying to basically offer people who purchase an EXO drone a better experience. So I think that's pretty cool. It's good to see that, you know, Hubsan is still alive and well, but it's also cool to see companies like EXO Drone able to step in and sort of fill the void. You know, one of the biggest issues is in the drone industry right now is that we have sort of limited competition. We really do. If you look around at the drone industry, we have limited companies creating products for consumers. So it's nice to see this. We'll have to see how this actually performs. So no promises, but this may suck. This may be amazing. You'll have to watch part 2 where we do the test flight of both of these and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions. And then I can give you a much more valid opinion of which one to buy. But this is just an unboxing to show you what comes in the box of each of these. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. Stay original.
I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I want the money, the power, respect, and I